Waited a long time to have your first start, but you did, and you threw the ball well, 3 touchdown passes. I know you would have wanted more, but for your first start, to get that out of the way, pretty happy with your performance?
I kind of look at myself as a perfectionist. I try to do things 100% right all the time, and I don't think I did that today. That being said, you can't get too low, you can't get too high as a quarterback, which I've learned that over the years. So, a win's a win. We're okay with it, but we have a lot of things we got to fix up. We stopped ourselves more than they stopped us, we think.
Tyler, what do you need to do better in 15 days?
Personally or as an offense or as a
Personally?
team? I think the biggest thing is just getting comfortable with everybody around me. I think there was maybe some jitters across the offense, and we got to get on the same page in a lot of different scenarios, and then gather a feel for how we're going to attack Notre Dame. Because, like I said, 15 days away, there's not a whole lot of time for us to figure all that out. So, personally, just getting comfortable with everybody, whether it's the offensive line, running backs, or wide receivers. It's a chemistry thing. It's early in the season.
Riley had a defense tonight that looked like it bent a little bit but didn't break. Did Furman do anything that surprised you, and how did you guys adjust or adapt to that?
Yeah, they did a lot of things that surprised us that we weren't expecting, that we've been practicing for the last couple of weeks. But, that's football. You're always going to come in with a plan. We feel like they had a great plan. We weren't expecting, to be honest, hardly any of that stuff that they threw at us. But, that's football. You got to adjust. And like you said, I think we bent a little bit tonight, but we didn't break. Definitely got some things to clean up, but it's the first game, so you can kind of expect that.
For either one of you, Tyler, you mentioned you thought you beat yourselves a little bit more tonight. How big of an emphasis is the penalties and the turnovers, and how quickly can you guys kind of address that?
Yeah, I think it was 120 yards of penalties or something like that. I'm not sure how many were offense and defense. But, I can count off the top of my head. A couple of times we had gotten down to our own 30-yard line or their 30-yard line a couple of times. And whether it was, we had a personal foul and a holding penalty. And those really halted those drives. It's hard for Coach Warner to call plays when it's 2nd and 25. And it's hard for us to keep the things up in that situation. So that really stopped us. And then, obviously, a fumble, the first play of a series, putting our defense back in a tough position is not what we need to do as an offense. So, those 3 drives off the top of my head, and I'm sure there's other things that we can fix in those other drives that we didn't score touchdowns in. But, yeah, we get rid of those things. We feel that that's 3 more touchdowns for us on the board.
Riley, what things do you guys think on defense you need to make, adjustments you need to make over the next 15 days?
Well, first thing, kind of what Tyler says, we can't beat ourselves. A lot of those drives kept going on because of penalties. You just can't do that over and over in a game. You got to correct yourself, and we'll look at the film and see what we agree with and what we didn't agree with. But in the end, the refs call the game, and they called a pretty tight game tonight. But that's what you got to play with. So, we'll see the film tomorrow, and, the next day we'll just, go from there.
Tyler, what did you see from Monty out there today? And can you kind of describe a little bit what your chemistry you have with him right now?
Yeah, I think you saw speed. I think you saw a guy that we need to get the ball in his hands as much as possible. And we didn't throw the ball. I think he had a couple catches downfield maybe, but for the most part, they were within 5 yards or something. Then he made somebody miss and took it for 20 or something like that. So I think maybe he showed something to the coaches tonight. He's always had wheels, and we've known that. But for him to go out and actually do that and perform it on a high level and really make some plays, I think you can expect that a little bit more. And then, our chemistry is very high. We know what each other wants. But obviously there's still a lot to go this year.
Tyler, what went wrong after the first touchdown drive that you guys had? Because you were very efficient, you're orchestrating down the field, and it seems like things took a hit after that.
Yeah, I think it might have, I don't know if it was the next 2 drives that I think we had penalties on. It might have been 1 drive penalty and then 1 off and another penalty. But that really is what halted us, because we had driven down the field, we had gotten down to their 30-yard line or so, and then we go back 15 yards or 10 yards, and that's on us as an offense.
Tyler, specifically for you, is there not a silver lining, though, in the fact that you guys were able to stay very vanilla and generic, and you didn't show a lot of what you installed over the summer?
Yeah, maybe. I think that might have been part of Coach Warner's plan. So, I think as an offense, we're okay. We're okay with what happened tonight, but like I said, we got to get erase a few things, put it behind us. But like I said, we moved the ball. We did some great things. We had some guys making plays, and we had an offensive line that was physical and running backs that were physical. So, we're okay with where they're at. I mean, people might try to minimize this win, but a win's a win. And we think we played okay. We just got to get rid of our small errors.
Riley, did you get a good look at Dowell's pick, and how important a play was that at that time?
I did. It was extremely important. AD's a guy extremely athletic, and he makes plays, and that's what he did there. So, that was a crucial part of the game, and we needed a turnover, and we said that before we went out on the field, and, he just ended up making a great play. So I'm excited for him, too, as we move forward this season.
One last one at back.
Riley, back here. It looked like right before the start of the second half, you kind of gathered guys around you. Did you feel like you guys were a little bit flat coming out of the halftime there? What was your message to the team at that point?
I don't know if we were necessarily flat, but we just knew we could play better. We knew, first of all, we knew Furman was going to come in with a plan. You can't expect, just because we're a Big Ten team and, they might be a lower conference that you're just going to automatically blow someone out. That's not how it works. They got guys on scholarship. They have great coaching. But at the same time, I feel like, our intensity wasn't as high as it needed to be, and we just need to make a few adjustments and get that, extra spark, just going into the second half.